Hi there, RC Girl here. Today I'm back with episode 3 of my Proline Racing Pro MT 4x4 monster truck build. Today we're gonna finish it off. So I got a few more things to do. I gotta paint the body. I gotta free up the steering. I got a couple tricks for that I saw in the forums. And then lastly, we gotta do some radio and ESC setup and calibration. So today I'll share all my setup tricks with you guys and we're gonna get this rig ready to bash. Stay tuned. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Here you're going to find reviews, tips and tricks, run videos, flight videos, and other things related to RC. So this is the third episode in my series of the Proline Racing Pro MT 4x4 monster truck. I got this at the AMA Expo West in Pomona in November. In my previous two videos, I unboxed it and I show you guys all the electronics that I installed in it. We're almost ready to go. So today I'm going to paint the body. I got some awesome paints here. I really wanted to do kind of a murdered out black look, so I picked out PS5 black. I also got bright gunmetal PS63, and then I got also some semi-gloss silver to back it in. This will really brighten it up. This is PS48. And then lastly, I wanted to do a cool smoke window tint, so PS31. I kind of tend to do this on all my RC cars and trucks and rigs and whatnot. I think it finishes off really nicely and it makes it so it's not as see-through, so it's a little bit more realistic. So I think that'll be really cool. You want to make sure you get the PS paints. Those are for polycarbonate specific. So I also got some masking tapes. I might do a really simple design. I was thinking of taping off the truck bed and making that black, and then also taping off the hood here and doing some minor detailing here. But I wanted to keep it pretty simple. And then next I picked up this graphite dry lubricant, and this is gonna be for my front steering. And so sometimes when you grease something, it attracts a lot of dirt, and I wanted to free up the steering a little bit. It is a little bit tight. And so you can get inside the little ball cups and spray some of this on there and it'll really loosen it up for you. So saw this in the forums, thought I'd try it out. I showed this to you guys in my last video about the DX5 Rugged. We're gonna do some setup specifically for the Pro MT 4x4 monster truck. A few tricks with painting bodies. I am not the best, but you wanna wash it with some soapy water to get all the fingerprints and oils off of the inside. Alrighty, so now we have our body all cleaned. We got the oils cleaned out of the inside, so I want to make sure not to touch this as much as I can. There is also a protective overspray film, and you want to make sure to keep that on until after you paint it and then you do the final reveal. So definitely keep that on. You don't want to get overspray on the outside of the body. Yeah, let's do some experimentation and get it ready to paint, and then we'll take it outside. Took everything out to the garage and let me show you guys what I did. It's all taped up. I want to have the hood black here, so I taped that off. I think there's already some decals that go here, but I think there's a little inset, so I wanted that to be black as well. I taped off the fenders, so I want that to be black. This will also be black here, these handles. And again, the wheel fenders, and then the truck bed. I want this all to be black. This will be outlined. This white here, these were included with the body, the window masks. And I think also what I'm gonna do is go around these and cut these out so there's a frame of black on the window. So I'll do that afterwards. And one other tip I would give you guys, oops, take this off here, is to go around each of the pieces of tape and with your finger just press down with your nail to make sure that there's a nice seal on all of the pieces of tape. And then I have a heater here and I'm heating up all my paints so they're nice and flowy. And I think we're ready to go. It's looking pretty good. Another thing I did, sorry, there's construction going on next door. Another thing I did is I cut out these pieces from a body. Since the Pro MT body comes already pre-cut, there's no little pieces that you can use to do paint swatches on, because if you back something in silver or black, it looks a lot different. So I wanted to test these out. So I got a body that I had that was not pre-cut and I cut out all the excess around it and made these little paint swatches. So I'm going to test out a couple color combinations with the gunmetal backed in silver and backed in black and see which ones I like better, and I'll show you guys how that looks. Okay, so here are my swatches. This one over here, I did 3 coats of the gunmetal, the bright gunmetal, and then I backed it in black. So 3 coats This one I did 2 coats and then backed it in black as well. Not much of a difference really in the colors. So I think just getting an even coat is probably the most important so it's not splotchy with the black. And then this one I did not quite as many coats, but 2 coats of the bright gunmetal and then backed it in silver. And it's a little bit brighter, I'd say. So I think I'm gonna go with this first one and get a nice even coat of the bright gunmetal and then back it with black. And here's my inspiration. That's a little bit more silver. I did end up adding this outline here because I noticed on the real truck that there's this black kind of plastic outline of the windows. So I wanted this to be black and then this will be smoke. Okay, I'm gonna do the first coat, see how it turns out. Nervous. All right, we're back, day 2. I'm almost finished with the body. I have one more coat to do of the smoke window tint. I heard it's a little bit hard to work with. It tends to drip a little bit, but I'm really happy with how it's turned out so far here. I'll show you guys what it looks like. It's looking really good. I like it a lot. Forgot to do that though. Whoops. Yeah, the fenders are looking good. Door handles, the windows. I already peeled this off because I want to do darker tint in the back. It's looking good. I like it. All right, so we're done painting the body. Not my most favorite part. It takes a little bit of patience in between coats and all that. It's not like a crazy basher style paint job. I wanted it to be a little bit more scale. So I modeled it after a F-150 and I think it looks really nice. So now all we have to do is take off the protective overspray film, which is the most exciting part. So let's zoom on in. Ooh, this is super cool. It's so nice. It looks so good. I don't even want to bash it because it's so pretty. Maybe I did a little bit too dark on my window tint, but I kind of like it. You could still sort of see through it, still get some light going through it, but looks freaking mean. Blow, chicka, blow, blow. So now that we're done painting our body, the last thing we have to do before we get this truck running is programming our ESC and our transmitter. So let's dive into the Tekin RX4 programming. It's pretty simple. There's a lot of different settings, but I think I tuned it real nice for my first run. So I'll show you guys what I did and let's zoom in so you can see. Before we dive into the programming of our ESC, I'm just gonna quickly go over some of the changes that I made since the last video. I did get a Traxxas receiver box, so everything is coming out of the receiver box here, and this is waterproof. And I also put on a different servo horn because the other one, it wouldn't quite screw in all the way. And I also got a longer screw here. Since I'm not using the stock servo horn, I had to get a screw that was a little bit larger as well. I'll put the dimensions in the box below. Took me a little bit of finding the right screw. It didn't actually come with this. I did also have to change out the gear mesh inserts. In the box, it came with another slip that said the actual instructions were incorrect in the ones that they suggested for setting your gear mesh. So I did make sure that I put in the right inserts. I did also use this graphite lubricant on the ball cups here on my front steering. It was pretty stiff. I was worried about the servo overheating. So this is a dry lubricant where it doesn't attract tons of dirt and other particles if you use grease. So this is a great thing that I learned in the forums to free up your steering a little bit. And now it seems to be really nice and smooth. And then lastly, I still need to get some batteries because these aren't the hard packs and this is only a 3-cell. So I think I'm going to be running a 4-cell. We will see after my first run. Okay, let's dive into our ESC programming. So I'm going to turn on my DX5 Rugged. Still going to do a video on this. And plug in our battery. Turn on the ESC. Okay, we are good to go. Everything seems to be working real good. For our Tekin ESC, I'll put this on the screen actually so you guys can read it a little bit better, but there's all these tune settings that you can do. So you can get the Tekin Hotwire, which allows you to do the programming from your phone or your computer. It also allows you to cycle through the settings, the modes here, by pressing this button. And then there's, within each mode, there's a bunch of different settings, I think up to 13. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So I'll demonstrate here all the settings and what that looks like in the car. So I have a little bit of punch, and if you hear that, that's the brake. It might have a little bit too much punch right now. So yeah, this braking, forward, braking, and then reverse. And then one setting I did on the DX5 Rugged is I set my servo limits to 70%. Because if I allow the servo to go all the way, the steering block here kind of bevels up, and I want to make sure that I'm not going to strip out my steering. So 70% servos, and I think that was pretty much the only setting that I did on the DX6. I'll go over this in more detail in another video. So here we have the final truck. This thing is looking super sick. Get ready to go bash. We're ready to go out. This thing looks really sick. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. This thing was a ton of fun to build. Thanks to all the companies that helped out with this build. This thing is super tricked out. Tekin Racing, Proline, Spektrum, and Reef's RC. Got a ton more videos to share with you guys, so if you guys want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe, or see you later.